I wasn't going to do a video because I haven't done one now for about 6 months or something like that, but I've had a few people messaging me over the months saying, where are you? Are you alright? So it's just a very quick catch up. It is the 2nd of May 2022, and I've been doing these vlogs. Well, I started doing them 7 years ago, and I think I did the first one on the Isle of Ling, and then I moved around a lot, as you know, and then I stopped moving 2.5 years ago nearly, so I haven't really been doing them. There's nothing to talk about because my life is very private where I am. I only talk about where I've been, and because I've stayed in the same place for so long, I'm very reluctant to speak about things here, because obviously it's somewhere where I live and work, so I don't discuss what goes on here. So, but enough people have said, where are you? You're still alive. So I thought I'll just do a quick one to say, yes, I am. Unfortunately, for some people. But do you know what is interesting though? This is really cool. Apparently, we have gone into the age of Aquarius, as you know, but all the planets have aligned at this time, and we're going back into another spiritual awakening time. And apparently the last time that happened was in the Victorian times, and if you remember, if you study history and everything, during that time people started doing seances and contacting the dead and things like that, and they were really quite superstitious and everything, and they opened up to quite macabre things, which I love, all that interesting stuff. So we're going through another one of those times, and I can feel it, and it's really weird because I've always said what goes on in the darkness comes out in the light, and we're living through a time now of secrets are being revealed. We're seeing people's true colours. Look at all these MPs that I've been looking at, all under investigation for this, that and other, you know. All the secrets are coming out, everybody's secrets are coming out. So all these people who've been wearing a false mask for their whole lives or whatever, they're all falling off, and we're seeing who people really are. And I think that this is a time of a great awakening, and it's a really positive thing, and I'm loving it because it's a time of an upgrade, isn't it, of humanity, because it's time we went through one. I think we've lived in the darkness for a long time, and it's time that we went into the light. So, saying that, I have been doing a lot of work in the shadows. I've been doing a lot of esoterical work. Some people would call it occultism or mysticism or magic or whatever, but I haven't done anything that taps into harming another human being or anything like that, because I don't believe in it. But what I have been doing is a deep psychological thing, and discovered some really amazing things along the way. So I've been writing about that, but it's something, it's quite controversial really, because especially for people who are religious, because they'll say, well, if you're going into things like that, then you're obviously talking with demons, and then you've got to question, well, what is a demon? Because prior to the Bible, there were deities of all descriptions, and there always have been, but what does it mean? And I've been delving right into that, so I've been spending a lot of time on my own doing this, and I've absolutely loved it, because I've gone into a whole new level of darkness into myself. And I believe that when you go right into your own darkness and look at it and study that, then you open up to something much higher than you've ever known. And I used to be scared of looking at it, because it was like, oh God, no. Even the word demon used to frighten me, because it was instilled in me through church. But now it doesn't, and it's really interesting, because the level of understanding that I have now on these matters has gone much deeper than ever, and it's helped me understand the psychology of people, what makes people tick. Are people's actions always their own, or are they being used by lower entity vibrational beings that are just using people who are not evolved enough to know what's theirs and what isn't. I think, I mean, I used to be used, I think, a lot when I was young. I don't know, but I think once you discover who you really are as a person and go into your own psyche and into your own darkness, then you have an understanding of whether your thoughts are yours or whether they're coming from elsewhere, and then you have more control over them, and then you become more discerning. And the conclusion I've come to at the end of it all is you've got to listen to that little voice inside, that gut feeling, and a lot of us don't use it. At the amount of times that I have gone against my own gut, I felt something's wrong somewhere. Like, for example, I go on a journey and I've got anxiety, and instead of looking at it and thinking, why have you got anxiety, I've just gone and then freaked out or whatever. And sometimes it's been, my car's broke down, and it's broken down in the Highlands with no phone signal and things like that. And the anxiety, that little voice was saying, don't go, check the car and stuff like that, or make sure you're safe, and I didn't. And it's just stupid things like that, but sometimes it can save your life. It can save you from going into the wrong place, the wrong people, the wrong relationships, and all sorts of things, because you listen to that little voice. And I've ignored it for so many years, but now I don't. So it's taught me to do that really well, and it's actually really good, because you start to understand you and your place here and why you're here and the nature of who you are as a person, because we're all different and yet we're all the same, which is quite ironic. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing, all this studying, researching and working with different things and coming to a lot of conclusions about things. And what day? It's the 2nd of May, and it was the last week of February. I just got this notion, this is while I'm doing all this work, but I just got this notion that in order to go to a higher level, I have to watch what I eat and drink, because things like sugar is really bad for you. It's really bad, and it stops your brain function to some degree, and it's like a drug, and it's actually worse than a drug. So I decided to stop sugar at the end of February, and then I started to just fast. So I don't eat after 6 o'clock, and I don't snack, and I don't eat anything that's got sugar at all, just fruit and veg, salad, and like I'll have lentils and things like that, and salmon, but I'm not eating refined foods. And I've been measuring myself, and I'm just going to show you. So on the 5th of March, I took all the measurements, like from waist, chest, hips, legs, calves, ankles, wrist. A month later I did it again, and I'd lost 11 inches in total, and today I did it again and I lost another 4 inch. So that's slowed down quite dramatically, but the best way to lose weight is to do it slowly, and you do it by lifestyle change, not diet. So what I'm doing I can stick with for the rest of my life probably, so it's easy to do. So yeah, and I bought a pair of jeans in a size 14 to shrink into, and I put them on and they fit, and I'm like, oh, yes. So yeah, I can fit in a size 14, so I've done well. The season is full on. It is bank holiday Monday today, but I'm not working. I'm working 4 days a week, got 3 days off. Winter was quite grueling. It wasn't as bad as the winter before. It was very rainy though and windy, but we didn't get much like ice and snow and things like that, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, everything's great. The park is quite busy and everyone's happy, and we've got a lot of visitors, and it's just nice. So next month is my son's wedding. He's getting married, so I'll be going down there. I think that's the only thing we're going to be celebrating this year is a wedding, but that's great. And other than that, I'm going to try and get this book done, but I don't think I don't know if I'm going to get it published. And if I do, I'll probably do it as a ghostwriter because it's too controversial and people already think I'm nuts. And I'll probably do it as a ghostwriter. And then if I can do alright with that, then I'll just write more, because I'm getting really into the writing side of things and studying, especially going into like the secrets of the mind and things like that, because I find it really cool. So yep. And what else? I'm still in the same crappy van with no running water, no shower, no cooker, and I'm fine. I can survive, and that's the best way, isn't it? You just be happy with what you've got and just make most of it, and everything's good. So I'm going to go now. You know I'm alive, and I might do another video soon. I was thinking of opening another channel and doing some things about my writings and that, but probably won't advertise it on here, because what I'll do is I'll do it without me on it, just use a voiceover and show you what I do rather than show my face. And then it's controversial, but it isn't showing me, and I think that's better. So I think I'm going to be doing that. And I got invited onto a couple of radio shows and I've done them, about paranormal experiences, and they went down well, and I've had a nice time and everything's good. So I'm going to go now and say I'll catch up with you all later and everything. I'll probably do another video at some point, but I don't know when. But yeah, see you later.